On today's show,
Early season shakeups. Is Lance Stevenson on the trade block?
Gerald Green skies his way into our top 10 plays of the week.
And Inside Stuff's Kristen Ledlow will be live in studio to defend her struggling fantasy team.
It's Thursday, December 5th. The starter starts now.
Good evening, Sweet World, and welcome to The Starters. Whether you're joining us live online or catching us on NBA TV, we're very, very happy to have you. I'm J.E. Skeets, and alongside me, as always, it's Tass Mellis.
Hey, it's a Friday show.
To my right, the Starters blog editor, Trey Kirby.
Hey-o! Hey-o!
And finally, it's the international man of mystery. It's Lee Ellis.
Girl.
Lily?
Lily. All right, last night we had the Cavs, the Blazers, and the Warriors all extending their winning streaks. But we're not talking about the good teams.
No, we're talking about the bad ones.
We're talking about the bad ones because sometimes it's a little more fun. We have all season to talk about the good teams. So as we creep up on the quarter mark of the season, I want to know what you guys think. Which team is most in need of a shakeup? I throw it at you guys here at the table and, of course, to everyone watching. Chime in on Twitter, #TheStarters. Which team could look at moving a particular part?
Well, the Detroit Pistons came into the season wanting to move some parts. I think they knew that. They knew that they had a faulty roster. Stan Van Gundy knew coming in, I'm not going to play those big three like they were played last year. I'm not going to start them all. But he's had to go that route because their wings have been that weak. So he's decided, all right, I got to do what I got to do. I got to play Andre Drummond, Josh Smith, and Greg Monroe together. You watch them, and they can't hit shots.
Still doesn't work.
It still does not work. He's had to do what he's had to do. Jody Meeks being out is a bit of a problem. They can't score in late games situations. Their 3-16 record is a bit deceiving because they've been in a lot of games late. They've been up in 9 of their first 12 games within the last 8 minutes.
They can't close
That
it
being
out.
said, yeah, they just can't shoot from outside the paint. Those
just
three
can't
guys
shoot,
can't.
period.
Yeah, and that's a problem. That's a huge problem. So one of those guys got to go. It's not going to be Andre Drummond. He's not moving.
You think so?
It's unlikely it's going to be Josh Smith because of his contract situation. It's probably going to be Greg Monroe.
That leaves Greg Monroe.
And it seems like Greg Monroe isn't a long-term solution. In Detroit, he only signed for a year this past offseason, so he's going to be unrestricted. That's why I bring up this proposal. I think going to the Celtics, where they need a big man, they need somebody solid in the middle. For a Jeff Green, with the Jonas Jerebko tight end or thrown in there, Jeff Green makes sense to be on the move. They need some wing help. I think that trade actually works for both teams.
Whatever team does, would make a move for Greg Monroe obviously needs to be convinced that he would want to stick
stay.
around and sign with that squad. You
Sure.
would think before they would make that offer. But I could see what you're saying. I could see Jeff Green actually being pretty solid in a Stan Van system.
On paper, that would be good, I think, for Detroit. It might just open things up a little bit and give them someone who can shoot and can score, can attack the basket. And he's good at the end of games as well, Jeff Green, which is, what we're talking
Sometimes.
about.
He's
Sometimes,
sometimes a good shooter. Jeff Green is just sometimes a good player, and that's
Yeah.
the main concern, right? He's
But
so
Consistency.
inconsistent.
Yeah, he's very inconsistent. He owns a player option for next season, so he could extend his contract through 2/15/16. Otherwise, he's going to be a free agent at the end of this season. I think a lot of teams would want a guy like this, be it the Pistons, maybe the Pelicans, who could use a small forward.
Yeah,
A
but
team
who are
like
they going to trade? I looked
know.
at that as well, but who are they going to
Yeah,
trade?
a team like the Hornets could use some scoring, of course. Jeff Green could give you a bit of that. The question with the Celtics there, Jeff Green and Rondo for that matter, are those guys long-term pieces, or are those both available for the right haul back?
I think Rondo's gone after this season for sure. I think Danny Ainge wants to move on. Otherwise, I think they'd be probably pretty close to talking about a contract extension now. But I just don't think that Danny Ainge, he's been trying to trade Rondo for years, and we saw kind of what happened with Pau Gasol and the Lakers. Eventually gets to a point where Rondo probably looks out for himself. His agent probably tries to find him a different situation, just a different team, and maybe he can rejuvenate himself to become the four-time All-Star that he was. Because he really, he's got the assists, he's leading the league in assists, but he hasn't been scoring that well for him this year.
And, maybe Kobe's trying to get him to come to L.A. Rondo and Kobe having breakfast together.
Wow, how did they like their eggs?
How many pancakes did they share? That's what we got to know. Thursday morning in the Beacon Hill neighborhood of Boston, they were seen having breakfast together. They've been asked about it. Now, Kobe said it was a basketball geek conversation. Sounds like this show.
You know who
They'll
doesn't
probably
care?
talk about
That guy
that.
on the laptop.
Yeah, so the guy on the laptop. Who are those guys? Please grab a seat. I'm working here. But it is, again, the rumors are that a Rondo would want to go play with a guy like Kobe because they do seem, and they've talked about it, they seem to get along. They both have that sort of same attitude, me against the world type
Yeah.
of vibe to them. But again, it's a long shot.
Unless the Lakers are willing to give up Julius Randle in a package, what are the Celtics going to get back out of that in a trade situation? I think the Celtics do have to trade him. I agree. I think the Celtics situation, their relationship is over, more so than a Jeff Green.
Yeah, sure. I think Rondo could be traded. I would love to see him be traded to the Pelicans. If they would give up Drew Holiday, Rondo would be a perfect fit next to Anthony Davis. All he has to do is throw the alley-oops. He loves throwing alley-oops and not shooting. It's a perfect match for them, but I think Rondo's just gone. He is a leftover from a previous era. They drafted Marcus Smart, who is just going to be their new point guard who plays great defense, passes, and can't shoot. They have a replacement for him. There's no need to pay that much money to them.
So both of these squads, the Pistons with Greg Monroe, the Celtics with Rondo there, if they think they're going, why not try and get something?
Oh, you have to, yeah.
Whatever it may be.
Yeah.
What about the rumors surrounding Lance Stevenson and the Hornets? Off to an abysmal start. I mean, this is a team we were very excited for coming into the season. They go and get him, a very reasonable contract, 3 years, $27 million. We thought he'd come in there, help out the offense. They seemed fine on the defensive end last year. They've obviously taken a step back for whatever reason defensively. I mean, MKG is being injured has hurt them. But, rumors are floating around now that, hey, they would possibly move this guy because maybe there's some chemistry issues.
I know it may not seem like they're getting it together at 4-15, but I think they are slowly getting it together. And I think trading him now doesn't really get you much value.
Bit of a panic move.
Yeah, it is a panic move, and it definitely screams panic to your franchise and your fan base. And Michael Jordan, brought this guy in because he liked the way he stepped up to LeBron and had that sort of attitude. I don't think he quits on him 19 games into a season. It doesn't make any sense to me. It took Lance a long time to find his role in Indiana. It's taking time in Charlotte. They had a tough schedule to start. They've got injuries. They're not going anywhere. I think Steve Clifford will get this together.
Yeah,
they literally look good on Wednesday night. I think they get a win tonight. I think they'll be better anyway.
Yeah, they have had a very tough schedule. I'm glad you pointed that out. But, I mean, again, it's a little telling. A guy, your big signing here coming in the offseason, he's been benched 3 times in the fourth quarter of games.
Gary Neal and Brian Roberts, not big names either.
Exactly. Really, because he can't shoot right now. I mean, he's abysmal. You saw there the numbers from 3 and just from the floor in general, which is surprising because he had good percentages last year.
I mean, they are piling on. People are piling on him a little bit, but the Hornets have been bad overall. And he's just the sort of not the scapegoat necessarily, but he takes a lot of the focus because he came in the offseason.
As that star role,
but
which
remember,
he
the Hornets obviously had some apprehension anyway because they only gave him 2 guaranteed years, and that third year is a team option. So they were basically hedging their bets a little there anyway. But again, I think if they were to move him already, it sends a bad sign to the fans that they sort of think, oh, hang on, we've messed this up 20 games in to a season.
Yeah, absolutely. And I agree with you that it's easy to go, oh, look at this horrible start. Hey, who's the new guy? Hey, you're the problem.
Get out of here, yeah.
It's the defense. That's why they were winning games when they were the Bobcats there last year. That's what was winning them games. Now they've completely fallen off there. I don't think that's just Lance Stevenson.
No.
Though, I mean, you see it here. They were 5th. They were the 5th best defensive squad last year.
And even the first month, they were actually a great defensive team. So it didn't just come along as they got to know each other. They were 4th after the first month last year.
23rd this season was a defensive rating. But all of that said, can a Kemba Walker, Lance Stevenson backcourt work? Because so far it looked like a mess.
Yeah, it doesn't look like a great fit, to be honest. Neither of them are really good shooters. They're both shooting less than 38% from the floor and less than 28% from 3. And they both obviously like having the ball in their hands. You're seeing more crossovers per game guaranteed in a Hornets game than any other game in the league. They just catch the ball, it goes on the floor, they pound it into the ground, and then they shoot a fadeaway. And that's not the way you score efficiently in the NBA.
No, John Schumann. Schumann stat here. Schumann stat warning here. He had a great article up on NBA.com about the Hornets' struggles when you're looking at the numbers. And one thing that jumped out is the Hornets have the lowest percentage of shots taken in the first 6 seconds of a shot clock. So all of their shots take a little while to get going. And really what that says too is there's not a whole lot of fast break opportunities and of course any success there. You see it there, only 7.3% of all their shots are taken within that first 6 seconds. Well, what does that mean? Well, we know it shows shooting gets worse as a possession gets longer. So early offense is better. It's the old 7 seconds or less.
Before the defensive chance to set up, basically.
That's right.
Yeah.
So
Schumann does a good job of outlining it in the article. But also Lance just hasn't been himself.
True.
I mean, his percentages at the rim, the restricted area, are ridiculous. He just hasn't been himself quite yet.
Defensively as well, teams are attacking Al Jefferson a little bit more than they did last year. He's not a great rim protector as it is, so when they do get past the perimeter guys, Al's the only one there.
Let's hear what people think. Which team is most in need of a shakeup at this, again, around the quarter mark of the season. We got to take a break. Lots more still to
Oh,
come.
don't show that.
Tass is going to award his worst of the week honors.
It's not you, Kyle.
He's in the running, though. He's in the running.
Welcome back to the starters. Now, this is the point of the week where we hand out the dishonor to someone in the NBA family that has done wrong in the eyes of the starters. It's time for the worst of the week.
Ladies and gentlemen, the worst of the week.
This week's worst of the week is the stat keeper at Quicken Loans Arena in Cleveland. First, let's take a look at the definition of an assist.
Okay.
An assist occurs when a player completes a pass to a teammate that directly, that's a key word, leads to a made field goal.
Easy.
Flash to Tuesday night.
Uh-oh.
The Bucks were visiting the Cavs. Brandon Knight ended the game with 8 assists. Now, I was alerted that 5 of the 8 were questionable. To the tape we go.
Oh, boy.
We've got to check it out here. The first pass to O.J. Mayo way beyond the three-point line.
What?
Was that an assist?
What?
Was that an assist? Let's take a look at it one more time. Does that pass lead directly to an assist?
Dribble, dribble,
Bucket?
dribble,
Yeah,
dribble.
quite
Oh,
questionable.
boy.
Assist to Brandon Knight.
Okay.
This side, the pass goes out. A pretty bad pass to O.J. Mayo once again. A beautiful finish. Again, another assist for Brandon Knight on a very difficult shot. I don't know how you give him an assist on that one.
way.
Then a tip pass to Jabari Parker, who makes a fantastic catch. I mean, that one's closer.
That one's a
to
little
an assist,
closer, a little
but this
closer.
is a fantastic catch and finish, a difficult finish. Another assist to Brandon Knight. Here, this was probably my weakest attempt to dig at the stat keeper here in Cleveland.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I mean, still,
Fair
he takes
enough.
it beyond the three-point line, couple dribbles.
He
That's
hesitates.
questionable. And this one to Giannis Antetokounmpo. This is an assist because LeBron James is lazy. I don't necessarily think that that's an assist.
Man.
The stat
Wow.
keeper in Cleveland, your worst of the week. Because you think of Brandon Knight this season, you think of him having a great year. Oh, maybe he's getting a lot of helpers. 8, that's fantastic.
Right.
Then you look at the assists. 5 of those
so
8
much.
were pretty weak.
It's unusual that they hand them out to the opposing team. like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the odd part. I just wanted to thank longtime Stardust TBJ fan Mike Hasty for pointing that out on Reddit. It was done by I Am the Raptor on Reddit.
So
Thank
now,
you, I Am the
but
Raptor.
now you have to do this for every Cavs game. you
Every
have to
Cavs
watch
game,
every single
possession.
assist.
No, every
mark it down,
assist.
mark it
You
down.
got to go
We're gonna
deep
go
in the
every
queue.
assist.
Okay, every assist across the league.
I got to
All
go
right.
watch games.
Tass will be doing the numbers. All right, it's a good one. It's a little bit of a weird one.
We actually have a backup, and this hurts my heart to see this. The Orlando Magic.
Why are we showing it?
I don't know, because it's terrible. This is rare. Kyle O'Quinn,
Oh,
that actually happened on a basketball floor. Kyle O'Quinn on Wednesday night of the Orlando Magic goes up for a shot, and over and back call. Same game, Alfred Payton. I hate doing this to this kid.
Oh,
He's
man.
having a good season. I feel so bad. 2 air balls at the line.
Two. That's not a
Back-to-back.
replay. That was back to back.
That's the way, Alfred. Good, blowing your hands like
Gotta
that.
warm 'em
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, what about this, though? A late addition to Worst of the Week. The blimp at the Pacers-Blazers game on Thursday night. It went down into section 209. The huge inflatable Ford Escape crashed. No one,
crashed.
look, no one was injured.
Can't
No one
escape.
was injured. But we got a lot of hilarious photos and video, of course, as they tried to wedge it through the Moda Center tunnel there. And they eventually got it out. Why didn't they just
The
pop
irony.
it?
I know.
It's so simple.
That's so expensive.
Maybe? All right, so many worst of the weeks. All right, we got to take a break. Coming up, Inside Stuff's Kristen Ledlow joins us in studio to defend her horrible fantasy team. And hey, maybe we'll play some more bongos. We'll find out. You watch the starters. Back with the starters. Get out here, Unicorn. It's time for the Starters Fantasy Minute. A little different here today. A quick look at the Starters Fantasy League standings. Week 6 in progress. Matty O leading the league. Got myself, Trey, and Tass all in the top half of the standings. But I want to direct your attention right to the bottom there.
You can barely even see
You
it.
barely see it. It's Hoops, I Did It Again. That is Inside Stuff's Kristen Ledlow, dead last in our league. Now, we've been giving her quite a bit of flack for her team. And quite frankly, she's had enough with all of our jabs on Twitter and in person here when we pass each other in the hallway.
Yes.
Kristen Ledlow live in studio to defend her dead place last team.
Really? Had to take it all the way there, huh?
Yeah, sorry,
Okay,
sorry.
well, I have some reasons. I prepared opening arguments here as to why my team is not as bad as the record would suggest. First and foremost, number one, I have an awesome fantasy team name. It's quite obviously. It's unarguable that 90s pop is the best era in music and in life.
How many games does that win you?
Well, it wins
poor.
Okay, I have another argument, though. I have another argument. To be fair, though, Team Hoops, I did it again. That's
It's good.
awesome,
It
right?
is good.
That
It
is
is
awesome.
wonderful. It
That
is.
is. I'm still not really over Britney Spears and Justin Timberlake not being together. But even my
Me
avatar
too. Who is?
online is Britney from the
It's-
original video holding the basketball. It does not get much better than that. Number 2. Because of some previous engagements on draft night and I was unavailable to be fully attentive to our draft, I decided as I could hold my phone and make draft picks underneath the table at a very professional dinner to draft people that I have met and like. Some of those people include Stephen Curry, Dwight Howard, Derrick Rose, Dwayne Wade, and Ryan Anderson, all of whom have appeared on Inside Stuff and I've gotten a chance to work with. So if they're all vying for a spot on my roster, it's not really my problem if they're not out there producing.
They have been injured. They have been injured.
But yeah.
Which brings me to point number 3, which is that my entire team is/has been injured. Let's just take a look at it here. And if we don't have it, well, we do actually have it very readily available for us to take a look at it. Key injuries to Team Hoops, I did it again. Dwight Howard has missed 8 games thus far this season. I thought it was going to be an MVP level season for him. Could still be a chance to turn that around. Derrick Rose also has
Derrick
missed
Rose,
8.
that guy never gets in.
Okay,
That's
well,
weird.
To be fair
Wait,
to
that's
me,
really weird.
to be fair to me, I made that decision based on what I saw on Team USA this summer, covering a lot of FIBA basketball. I thought Derrick Rose is back and ready to sit out 8 games. It looks like Dwayne Wade has also missed 7. Still love you, my man, but I'm gonna need you to get out there on the floor. Luol Deng has missed 1 as well, and surprisingly, Paul Pierce hasn't missed any. Also,
He's about to, don't
start
worry.
this season though. I had Bradley Beal on the roster as well. He was auto-drafted because of yet another not an opportunity to check my phone and whatever. I needed some help on the boards, so I traded Bradley Beal for Jonas Valanciunas. He's been at least a solid help on the boards thus far.
You traded with Lee.
Okay, well, Lee, of course, thinks it's a smart move because he ended up with Bradley Beal. But all in all, my bonus reason is that I think this could be a lesson, kids, in karma. I was less than, well, someone on Team Hoops, I did it again, was less than sportsmanlike after a very handed win over Trey in week 1.
That's what you
And
get.
It was
since
8-1.
then,
8-1?
we have not,
That was LeBron's fault, yeah.
Since then, we have not seen
You've won 4 games
Victorious.
since week 1? 4
Okay.
columns? It's
Well,
amazing.
she's
I'm not
fine.
even mad. I'm impressed.
She has won turnovers every single
Oh,
game.
yeah,
So
right.
literally
That's
that's
true.
the only
All right.
category.
Yeah,
you've won.
that is
Kristen,
true.
thank you for coming in.
Thank you
defending
guys
your
for
team.
having me. I mean, do you have any? Do you agree with
Tips?
Yeah.
Yeah, don't
You're right.
draft guys that are notoriously injured all the time.
Oh,
all
that's
right.
a good.
I'm just kidding.
Next time.
Or just guys that you think are cool.
It's not too late, by the way, guys. You can still sign up to play Yahoo Fantasy Basketball. Jump over to NBA.com/fantasy. Get in the game. Draft guys that aren't injured, though. It's just a small tip we're going to throw out there.
I
for
can
you.
tell you if you need the list of guys who are injured,
Yeah.
just check out Team Hoops. I did it
The
again.
Hoopsers.
We have the list. They're
Exactly.
readily available for you.
Kristen, stick around for the top 10 here?
Yes, let's
All
do
right.
it.
Feel free to join in. Let's get to the top 10 plays of the week at number 10. Amari Stoudemire jumped into the DeLorean,
Woo!
got it up to 88 miles per hour, went back in time and dunked on Sancho Andy.
He gets hurt a lot. You should have drafted him, Kristen.
Surprised he's not on my team.
What a dunk, though. That is old Amari there.
That was Mare. Giannis Antetokounmpo behind the back. He takes off from behind the three-point line. He cradles it. Here's the gather. 1, 2. Wow. No travel. Clean,
travel.
baby.
At number 8, don't worry, we have travels coming up later on this. Cody Zeller, come and rescue me, posterizes Pau Gasol on the break. One of the
Incredible.
rare transition baskets there for the Hornets. That is huge.
Amazing.
I think Gasol was surprised.
Yeah, absolutely right.
BJ Hairston lines up Kent Bazemore with the monster block on Kent. The Rook, beautiful stuff. I love they lined each other up from the midcourt line. BJ, get him.
That's all right. Ken Bazemore got it back against the Celtics. Big left-handed jam. Only thing this Ken Bazemore dunk is missing is another version of Ken Bazemore cheering it on the sideline.
Who celebrates for Kent Bazemore? Quite a question.
That's deep. That's what he does.
Here's a rarity. Marco Bellinelli with the jam. Out of nowhere.
He's a spicy one.
Yes, it is a spicy one, Trey Marco. A rare dunk from him.
First one ever? Probably.
Probably.
Not.
Last
Maybe
one?
The third one ever.
Number 4, Kings guard Ben McLemore drops a Ryan Lewis on Amir Johnson.
I don't
was
know
a
that
music
many
joke. That
Macklemore
was
songs,
funny.
but
That was a music joke for you.
I'm
like
allowed to make the pop music puns around
Okay,
here.
good.
Be easy about it.
Here's some ankle breaking. Kemba, down goes Meredith.
I was
didn't even
surprised this
fight
wasn't
that.
number one.
Yeah, it was a good week if this wasn't number one.
Oh,
Well, he didn't travel.
I love
Insane.
how his feet like rocked up
Yeah.
at the end. That's how you know it's
But he
bad.
gives up on it too, Nicola. He doesn't try to fight it. It's good.
No, he just throws in the
going.
towel.
Jay,
Mildly impressed.
not that impressive.
At number 2, we've seen this from Gerald Green before. Picks up his dribble, gets caught, don't worry. Just chuck it off the backboard and go get it.
Oh,
This is-
Gerald. Oh, Gerald. Too easy.
That is unbelievable.
Vucevic,
we
no
take this
idea
for
what's
granted.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Didn't even have his arms.
What?
I really think he could start doing this once a game.
Might as well try it.
Like, why not?
At number 1, a fantastic game winner. Is it a travel? Who cares? It's a fantastic shot. The spin by Monte Ellis on his old team, the Milwaukee Bucks, in Milwaukee to break some hats. That's a beautiful shot.
Two.
Oh,
He does have it all.
Too much
And he
Monte.
snaps.
From the
that,
south.
that looks like a travel on that one angle. But either way,
What a shot.
fantastic shot.
That was
Big
good.
shot maker.
A good week.
Yeah,
in
it was a
the
great
NBA.
week.
Top
A lot
10
of good plays missed out.
Agree, disagree, let us know. Jump on Twitter, hashtag the starters. One more break. Thank you so much, Kristen.
Thanks for having me,
Thanks
guys.
again. When we return, pick and payoff results and Lee's very, very solid play of the night. Come on back. Back with the starters. Quick look at last night's pick and payoff results. Hey, that's how you do it, Tass.
Yeah, that's easy. That's
Yeah.
that's that easy.
That's a nice bounce back for us. The perfect 3-0 night for both of us. It was a pretty easy night there when you look at those games. Tonight, we agree on 3 games. We like the Hornets, we like the Lakers, and we like the Heat. I'll take the Raps at home. You're going with the Cavs.
Revenge game.
Yeah, and I'm going to take the Wizards at home. Tass doesn't like taking the Wizards, I've noticed, but you're taking the Nuggets on the road.
They've been playing very
They have.
well.
They have.
They own the Wizards.
The Nuggets have turned it around a bit. So, just quick news here. Will Chamberlain became the first NBA player to be honored with a postage stamp in his image today. Now, fittingly enough, I love this about these. The 2 versions of these that the Postal Service released, they're nearly 2 inches long. It's about a third longer than your usual stamp.
That's a long stamp.
It's a long stamp, but looks pretty cool there. But
I'm gonna love getting my mail even more. Just in hopes.
you get mail?
Just in hopes. Oh, every
I
day.
didn't think anyone got mail anymore.
I mail myself things.
That's the saddest thing I've ever heard. Lee, very solid play of the night.
Yes, we're going to New York. It's been a rough old season for the Knicks, but they can console themselves with their very first solid play of the year. Now, I like a play when a guy starts it, he also ends it. It started with Tim Hardaway there, first pass, and look who finishes the play here. Tim Hardaway in the corner, knocks down a
Swish bomb.
That's right. So you just got to move that rock. That's all you got to do. Don't worry about the triangle. Just move the rock. And that's what I call a very solid play.
The triangle. All right,
Move
guys.
that rock.
Earlier today, we recorded our Drop podcast. It's up on iTunes. Talked about a whole bunch of things. Make sure you check it out. Is Ellis going to make the All-Star game? Should the Cavs fans be skeptical about Love staying? And are apples overrated?
Ooh, the
Yes,
debate
that was a heated
wears on.
debate. So check that out. It's on the blog and iTunes.
All right, thanks for joining us, folks. And remember, wearing Google Glass pointlessly in public has become the new Bluetooth earpiece.
Embrace the weekend, people. We saw it, guys.